I'm really thrilled about what we've pulled together for International Women's Day. It's next week, March 8th, and we have two speakers, one at the beginning, one at the end, very prominent, prestigious speakers, and two panels in between. And the first speaker is coming in from Europe, and she's talking about women and peace, and then happily, the panel coming right after that, which is co-sponsored with a local group here in DC, is also on that topic, only focusing on gender-based violence during war. And the next topic is quite different. It's an original study done in several countries in the Middle East about women's entitlements, assets, economic power, and leadership roles. Topped off then by a distinguished Women in International Affairs event with Maria Otero, who's the first Latina undersecretary in the United States government. She's going to talk about gender and security. So a very nice package. And we've already gotten lots of RSVPs from students and faculty here and professionals in the city. Very robust audience response. So we're looking forward to a fantastic day. And it will be filmed. So in case people want to check it out on our video initiative in the Elliott School, they'll be able to see it if they can't be here. International Women's Day is a high point of our event series for this fall and spring, but it's just one of the many things that we've been doing to connect with and promote the mission of the Global Gender Program. So we have come up with a mission that has an interesting acronym, HERS, which stands for Health, Education, Rights, and Security, where we're focusing mainly on improving the access of women and girls, especially in developing countries and fragile states, to equal access, as with boys and men, to healthcare, to education, to rights of all sorts, including economic rights, human rights, and security, including personal security and being able to live in a secure world. We are moving forward with this agenda in many ways, not just through public events, though that has been helping us to gain visibility and new partnerships and ideas for how we can develop even further with partnerships perhaps beyond Washington, D.C. to maybe some universities. There's a new women's university in South Sudan. We'd love to partner with them. And just heard about a couple other universities that are building up their gender programs. So it's very exciting in terms of partnerships. We're also doing some fantastically innovative research and useful research, working with students as learning how to do reviews, analytical reviews of what do we know about what works to improve the status of women and girls in developing countries. There's a lot that's been done, especially in things like girls' education, and very little in the way of good evaluative research that can actually show why it pays to invest in women and girls. Everybody talks about it. Invest in women and girls, you'll help families, you'll help communities, you'll help countries, you'll help the world. And then some skeptics can say, oh, really? Well, that sounds good, but where's the evidence? So we're trying to contribute to the evidence base, and it's just been fantastic working with student researchers. They're very excited to learn how to do this kind of research. They have a real knack at and devotion to the topics and working on a team. So we're hoping that those reports will be done later this summer, and we'll have another conference probably in the fall to get some feedback on those, and then it'll turn into a book. And even more than that, working papers on the web that anybody can access and don't have to pay to buy the book. So we're hoping that that will, in fact, not just change our students, but change the world, slowly but surely. Another area that we're working on that is just so much fun, and it has so much satisfaction for my staff and for me, is building up our social media presence. And it was only a couple years ago that I learned to blog, and I learned from one of our student staff workers here, and to tweet. And I'm not so good on Facebook, but I love Twitter and I love blogging. And we have started a blog for the Global Gender Program. It's called the Global Gender Current. And we have some guest posts. We have posts written by students. We're just going to have a new post written about an event. Well, we'll certainly have posts written about the International Women's Day event. And it's exciting for these students to write posts. One of them came to me and said, this was exciting for me. And I showed it to my English teacher, and she was so thrilled that I had published a post. And then their parents see it and their friends see it. And so we get a lot of visibility that way. We're just building that up in terms of getting more posts. The more posts you have, the more readers you'll have. It's unique. The last time I checked analytics for the blog, which is kind of addictive. I actually like looking at analytics almost every day to see how many people have visited the blog that day and from where. it was gratifying to see that we have had readers from over 80 countries by now, and it's really only been going for about a year. And you can see the growth week by week, month by month. And what's sort of a parallel process, because it's connected to our Twitter, is that we are also establishing a global reach that goes, connects GW with the international world, and ditto for Facebook. So as we gain visibility, we're getting contacts, emails in from people saying that they're really impressed at what's going on in the Elliott School. We've actually had students decide to come to the Elliott School because they heard about what the GGP is doing. We're on the map, and the Global Gender Program was only established in October 2010, so we feel pretty proud. I think we've got the right idea. We're developing the right messages. Pretty soon we're going to have some research projects published to show for our work that started last summer that's helping to support governments and organizations around the world in answering the question of why are women and girls important and why should we be focusing on them. So I think that in the next year or 2 or 3, you're going to be seeing even more exciting things coming out of the GGP.